These players have been caught smoking in various situations, including during games, in the dressing room, and in public. Some have been fined or disciplined for their smoking habits, but it has not stopped them from continuing the practice. Some of the people on this list might surprise you, especially the last one. I couldn't believe one of the greatest of all time was actually a regular smoker. The Premier League allows players to smoke? What? But let's start with the one that might be a little more obvious. Wesley Sneijder, besides being popularly known as a cigarette smoker, the Dutch midfielder was among the most sought players in 2010. In an interview, he explained how he thinks during his time at Inter Milan, Jose Mourinho's decision to allow them to drink, smoke, and have fun had a massive role in earning their first ever treble season years ago. Mario Balotelli could have been one of the finest strikers of his generation. He seemed well on course to becoming that a decade ago. Balotelli has been caught smoking a number of times. He was caught smoking minutes before his Brescia debut against Juventus. Balotelli was snapped smoking a cigarette during his extremely underwhelming spell at Liverpool prior to that as well. The striker is infamous for his devil-may-care attitude, which many believe is just an indication of Balotelli's lack of discipline. He has played for 6 different clubs since 2015 and has never really been able to hit the heights expected of him. Gianluigi Buffon, well, you could excuse the goalkeeper for taking a drag or two every once in a while, right? After all, he doesn't need to do a lot of running and spends a large amount of his time on the pitch all by himself. Gianluigi Buffon is one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time. Buffon has been snapped smoking multiple times, but it doesn't seem to have done any damage to the legendary goalkeeper career. Italy goalkeeper Buffon has retired from football at the age of 45. Marco Verratti is frequently seen smoking, and his off-the-pitch habits have often been criticized. He went to the headlines in August 2022 when a video of him was caught smoking by a fan as he arrived at the training center. The fan told him to hide his cigarette next time he rolled his window down. However, the Italian midfielder gave a slight smirk as he drove off. Dimitar Berbatov, former Tottenham and Manchester United striker Dimitar Berbatov is a one-paced Bulgarian who has been seen smoking cigarettes or cigars numerous times. He posted a picture with a cigarette in his mouth, but when asked about his addiction, he said that the image was not telling the whole story. He said, "I pretended to smoke because I looked cool holding a cigarette, but that is it. So I do not know why people think I smoke just from one picture." Jack Wilshere. The original Arsenal defender has been caught smoking severally. Once a photo of him smoking while urinating in the street went viral. He was once slammed by Arsene Wenger, his then manager, on his smoking habits. It was interfering with his ability on the field, and the coach was not having any of it. Wenger said, "I disagree completely with that behavior. I need to have a chat with him about that. You do not do what damages your health as a footballer. You damage your reputation when you do that in public. I do not know what happened, so I cannot talk about any punishment." Wojciech Szczesny. The Arsenal defender has had a smoking addiction that several times went too far. In 2015, he was caught smoking in the showers of the dressing room after a 2-0 defeat by Southampton. The incident gained a lot of media attention since the coach heard about the unheard-of behavior and fined the goalkeeper $20,000. Szczesny, though, doesn't think much of it. In an interview with The Independent, he revealed, "I never got caught. I admitted to it when I was asked if it was me in London, but the second one was bull." Wenger has smoked on multiple occasions in the early stages of his coaching career. However, he had to stop since he used it to cure stress. However, after an incident involving fining one of his players for smoking in the dressing room, he took it in an interview. He said, "I am against smoking, but I have grown up in a period where I had to accomplish military service. And at the end of the month, we got paid by cigarettes, so it incited us to smoke." After, of course, slowly it became banned, and it does not exist anymore. But when I was a boy, I grew up surrounded by smokers. Raja Nainggolan, former Belgian international Raja Nainggolan, is a dynamic midfielder who could contribute on both sides of the pitch. The heavily tatted former Belgian Inter-Onal excels as a deep-lying playmaker, and his passing, vision, and shooting are all exemplary. Being a player who has shown so much energy whenever he's on the pitch all throughout his career, it is quite surprising that Nainggolan is a smoker. Current Vasco da Gama center back Leandro Castan, who shared a dressing room with Nainggolan during their time together at Roma, once discussed the latter's smoking habits. He said, "He's a fine player, but unfortunately, he'd get into a lot of controversy. When he was at Roma, he'd leave the dressing room to have a smoke with the assistant manager. He did what he pleased and wouldn't care what people would think of it. But he would then go and deliver on the pitch, where it matters." It was great to play alongside him. Wayne Rooney. While still in his 20s at Manchester United, Wayne Rooney smoked but put some discipline on the habit. He used to smoke on nights out and holidays, as his primary goal was to be the best he could be on the pitch. As a result, he was one of the best strikers of his time and is a Manchester United Hall of Famer. Premier League footballers who smoke the Premier League allows players to smoke, but not in its stadiums. However, there have been different incidents of some players and managers sneaking in some. In the case of such misconduct, the victim is fined, banned from the stadiums for a couple of games, and gets loads of witty newspaper headlines tainting his image. Some of the best all-time Premier League footballers who smoke include Wayne Rooney, Jack Wilshere, Wojciech Szczesny, Osvaldo Ardiles, and David James. English footballers are some of the most successful athletes in the world. They celebrate their achievements by having fun, smoking, and drinking while partying. Some of the most known players who smoke include Frank Lampard, Wayne Rooney, Ashley Cole, Raheem Sterling, and Kieran Trippier, currently playing for Newcastle United. African footballers who smoke. While drug addiction is frowned upon in African communities, this doesn't seem to be an issue for African footballers. When a chance arises, they blow their noses out with cigars and seem unbothered. While some like Asamoah Gyan neither smoke nor drink, quite a number do. Does smoking affect an athlete? Smoking does affect an athlete. It reduces his oxygen levels, making him gas out quickly, hence becoming less athletic and efficient. It also risks the player's health as it may cause cancer and other severe illnesses. Are professional footballers allowed to smoke? Cigars are harmful to our bodies and may cause deadly diseases that lead to death. The usage of cigarettes is frowned upon but not prohibited by professional footballers. However, they are not permitted to smoke in stadiums and are asked to maintain their lifestyle away. While most people might think footballers maintain a healthy, drug-free lifestyle like Cristiano Ronaldo's, this is not the case. Athletes are often seen smoking cigarettes and other kinds of dope to have fun. However, the best footballers who smoke have impressive careers, and some still are on the journey to be among the best.